Lady Babushka. This is the woman who appears in the photo staring at President John F. Kennedy as he passes by in a convertible car during his motorcade in Dallas, Texas, on November 22, 1963. With a scarf tied around her head and dark-lensed glasses, she is among the crowd, watching the scene moments before the attack that would take Kennedy's life. This mysterious figure, always present near the crime scene, was never identified. She became known as Lady Babushka, a nickname inspired by the style of scarf she wore, similar to the traditional ones used by women in Russia. To this day, her identity and the reason for her presence remain unknown, becoming part of the unresolved mystery surrounding the president's assassination. Edna Sintrin is remembered for a striking photograph taken during the September 11, 2001 attacks. In the image, Edna appears on the 95th floor of the North Tower of the World Trade Center, waving for help at the edge of one of the holes caused by the plane's impact. It is unclear how Edna survived the collision, which devastated the upper floors of the tower and generated extremely high temperatures due to the resulting fire. A photograph of the moon, never officially released by NASA, seems to reveal a pyramid-shaped structure on the lunar surface. Taken by the Hubble Space Telescope around 1999, the image sparked speculation and theories. The lack of an official explanation and the secrecy surrounding the photo fuel conspiracy theories about possible hidden secrets on the moon. An archaeological mystery arose when a small object resembling a modern watch was found in a Ming Dynasty tomb, about 400 years old, in China. During an excavation in 2008, archaeologists discovered a metal ring shaped like a watch, stopped at 10:06 with the word Swiss engraved. To this day, the discovery has no definitive explanation, fueling speculation about the possibility of time travel. The woman in this photo seems to be talking on a cell phone, something common today. However, the image is from a scene in the film The Circus, released in 1928 and directed by Charlie Chaplin. The scene, discovered by a filmmaker in 2010, shows the woman with an object in her hand, sparking speculation. Explanations range from a possible hearing aid of the time to theories of time travel. Still, it is unclear exactly what the woman was carrying. A beluga whale made headlines in 2019 after being found in Norwegian waters with a strange harness strapped to its body, inscribed with Equipment St. Petersburg in Russian. This raised suspicions that the whale might have been involved in a Russian military program, sparking speculation that the beluga had been trained for functions such as espionage. Although Russia has never confirmed the use of belugas for military purposes, the incident reinforced these theories. Taken in the 1930s, this photo shows a group of people on the coast of British Columbia, all wearing typical swimwear of that era. However, when you look at the left side of the image, you will see the presence of a man who stands out from the crowd, wearing a modern t-shirt and shorts, something that does not match the style of the time. Some believe this could be evidence of a time traveler, while others consider it a coincidence or a misinterpretation of the image. The portrait taken in 1918 during World War I shows a group of British Air Force pilots and mechanics. What makes this image particularly intriguing is a detail noticed in the background. Among the men appears the face of Freddie Jackson, a mechanic who, according to reports, had been killed 2 days earlier by a plane propeller. This appearance remains a mystery to this day, with some claiming it is a ghostly presence, while others believe it to be just an anomaly or coincidence. This photo was taken in a forest after a group of German hunters installed a camera to monitor wildlife. The camera, programmed to react to any movement, captured a common animal, but also revealed a mysterious humanoid creature with glowing eyes on its back. Some believe this could have been an optical illusion or a reflection of light, while others suggest the presence of supernatural or unknown beings in the forest. This peculiar shape was captured by sonar at the bottom of the Baltic Sea in 2011. The strange outline was discovered by Swedish treasure hunters during an underwater exploration. When the team tried to approach to investigate the structure, all of their electronic equipment began to fail, forcing them to abandon the mission. Since then, the Baltic Sea anomaly has intrigued scientists, as no one has been able to provide a clear explanation for what the sonar really detected. In 1975, Diane and Peter Berthelot visited the Church of Worstead in the United Kingdom. Peter took a photo of Diane praying, and everything seemed normal, but when the film was developed, they noticed something disturbing: a ghostly figure sitting behind Diane. They returned to the church, where the vicar explained it could be the White Lady, a ghost of a healer who, according to legend, appeared to those in need of spiritual healing. The photo is considered one of the most intriguing linked to the supernatural. Searchlights crossed the sky over Los Angeles during the Battle of Los Angeles, just months after the attack on Pearl Harbor and amid fears of further attacks. The U.S. Army detected what it believed to be enemy aircraft, activating searchlights and firing more than 1,400 shells. After hours of firing, no aircraft or debris were found. Authorities suggested a radar error, but witnesses claimed to have seen mysterious objects that did not match known aircraft. The Hessdalen Lights are a mysterious phenomenon in the Hessdalen Valley, Norway, that has intrigued scientists since the 1930s. These lights appear irregularly, described as balls of light that vary in size and color from white to yellow and red. They can float, move quickly or slowly, and disappear and reappear rapidly. Despite investigations, such as the Hessdalen Project and monitoring stations installed at the site, there is still no explanation for the phenomenon. On the dry lakebed of Racetrack Playa in Death Valley, California, rocks weighing up to 700 pounds mysteriously slide across the sandy surface without any visible force. These sliding rocks leave long, winding trails, puzzling scientists for decades. The most accepted theory suggests that in cold conditions, a thin layer of ice forms under the rocks, allowing strong winds to slowly push them. In the photo, we see the mother and grandmother of the Cooper family holding the two young children in their new home in Texas in the 1950s. Everything seemed normal, a record of the first night in the new home, until the image was developed. Next to the mother and one of the children, what appears to be a person hanging upside down was revealed. Some believe it was a development error or a double exposure, while others think it could be a supernatural apparition. One of the greatest mysteries that still remains for modern science is what became known as the famous WOW signal. It is nothing more than a radio signal that lasted 72 seconds and seemed to come from a fixed point in space, receiving its name due to the reaction of astronomer Jerry R. Amon, who discovered it. When he was analyzing data from the Big Ear radio telescope and saw the unusual signal, he was so surprised that he circled the reading, as we can see in the photo, and wrote "Wow" next to it on the data sheet. This comment became the signal's popular name as it expressed the astonishment and curiosity it generated among scientists, especially due to its possible extraterrestrial origin. This photo, which shows a blurry figure near the forest, was captured by one of 9 Russian tourists who died under mysterious circumstances in the Ural Mountains of Russia in 1959 during the Dyatlov Pass incident. The image is one of several found on the cameras of the expedition members, raising more questions than answers. The Solway spaceman is a mysterious figure that appeared in a photo taken in 1964 in Burgh Marsh, near Solway Firth, England. The image, captured by Jim Templeton, a firefighter photographing his young daughter in a field, revealed what seemed to be a figure in a spacesuit, like an astronaut, standing behind the girl. The intriguing part is that Templeton claimed no one else was present at the location except for him, his wife, and his daughter when the photo was taken. This was the last photo taken at the Eilean Mor Lighthouse in Scotland before the disappearance of Thomas Marshall, James Duckett, and Donald MacArthur in December 1900. One day, the supply ship arrived and found the lighthouse empty, with no sign of the men. The most intriguing detail is that the lighthouse was locked from the inside, and the table was set for an unfinished meal. No evidence was found, such as bodies or wreckage, leading to theories ranging from a giant wave sweeping them into the sea to alien abductions. A group of men is holding what appears to be a recently killed pterodactyl, a prehistoric creature that, according to science, has been extinct for millions of years. The photo, allegedly taken during the American Civil War, is intriguing because it suggests the capture or discovery of an animal that should no longer exist. Some believe the image to be a montage or propaganda, while others speculate about the possible survival of prehistoric species into more recent times. Another photo, the last one taken by Yuri Krivonischenko's camera, shows something illuminated. Some believe the image was taken inside the tent and depicts a figure looking through a tear in the fabric. To this day, what these photos really reveal remains a mystery, deepening the enigma surrounding the tourists' unexplained deaths. This photo was captured in 2007 in Fresno, California, by a security camera installed in a backyard, triggered after reports of suspicious activity in the area. The image shows what appear to be two legs walking, surprisingly without any visible torso or upper body. These strange beings were nicknamed the Fresno Nightcrawlers, and despite various analyses and attempts at explanation, what exactly was captured by the camera remains a mystery. The Carroll A. Deering ship was found stranded at Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, on January 31, 1921, with no crew on board. The five-masted cargo schooner was in perfect condition but completely empty, with no signs of struggle or damage to explain the crew's disappearance. Investigations never reached a definitive conclusion, making it one of the most enigmatic cases of disappearances at sea. In 1945, two crew members of the SS Waterton tragically died due to the inhalation of toxic gases during a maintenance operation on the ship. Shortly after the incident, the crew began reporting something disturbing. The faces of the two deceased men were appearing in the water, as if they were following the boat as it sailed across the sea. The captain of the SS Waterton, intrigued by the sightings, decided to document the phenomenon and took a photo that many believe clearly shows the faces emerging from the water. The image is one of the strangest and most disturbing associated with unexplained maritime phenomena. The largest lost treasure discovery in the U.S. occurred in 2013 when a California couple, while walking their dog, found the Saddle Ridge Hoard. The treasure consists of 1,411 ancient gold coins buried in rusty cans, with an estimated value of over $10 million. The coins, dated between 1847 and 1894, are in excellent condition, with some being extremely rare. The most curious part is that no one knows who buried the treasure or its origin. This photo was taken in Switzerland in the spring of 1976 by Billy Meier, one of the most famous and controversial ufologists of the 20th century. The image shows a disc-shaped object, which Meier claimed was an extraterrestrial spaceship. He stated that these ships were piloted by an advanced race called the Plejaran, or Pleiadians, who chose him to deliver messages to humanity. However, like George Adamski, Meier's photographs and claims were met with skepticism and criticism. Here we see two photos of the supposed time machine of John Titor, a mysterious figure who appeared in forums in the early 2000s, claiming to be a time traveler from 2036. He described the device as a C-204 model, capable of manipulating gravity and wormholes. Titor predicted a civil war in the U.S. and a world war in 2015, claiming to have returned to the past to prevent this devastating future. After sharing his posts and photos, he disappeared without a trace. Considered one of the most notable ghostly apparitions, this photo was taken in 1963 at Newby Church in North Yorkshire, England. It shows a transparent figure wearing a mask similar to those from the Black Death, positioned next to the altar. To this day, it is regarded as one of the most convincing and well-documented ghostly apparitions. Despite several attempts to debunk it as a hoax or explain it as a technical glitch, the image remains a mystery. The Belmez Faces is a paranormal phenomenon that allegedly occurred in 1971 in a house in the town of Belmez de la Moraleda, Spain. Residents claimed that disturbing images of faces would spontaneously appear on the concrete floor of the home. Despite attempts to remove or cover the faces, they continued to appear, reinforcing the idea of something supernatural. Investigators and scientists have studied the case, but to this day, there is no conclusive explanation for the origin of the figures. The Ubaid lizard people figures are fascinating artifacts that date back to the Ubaid period, 6,500 to 4,000 BC. Discovered in 1919 in southern modern-day Iraq, these humanoid figures with reptilian characteristics such as elongated faces and scales have caught the attention of archaeologists for over a century. While it is believed they were used in religious rituals, their purpose and symbolism remain a mystery, even sparking theories of extraterrestrial contact. In the photo, taken in 1936 by two photographers for Country Life magazine, we see what many believe to be the Brown Lady, the famous ghost of Rainham Hall, England. Although several photos were taken at that time, only this one revealed the strange figure, becoming one of the most iconic images in the paranormal world. Numerous tests and analyses have been conducted over the years, but no one has been able to debunk the authenticity of the image. In Costa Rica, mysterious stone spheres known as Las Bolas were found in ancient pre-Columbian settlements of the Chibchan people. These spheres, some up to 8 feet in diameter and weighing several tons, are perfectly carved in granodiorite and have intrigued archaeologists since their discovery in the 1930s. Despite studies, the method of carving them with such precision and their true purpose remains a mystery. Imagine flying on a plane, looking out the window, when suddenly you notice a strange silhouette standing on top of a cloud. That is exactly what happened to Nick O'Donoghue during a flight from Austria to London at about 26,000 feet of altitude. He saw a huge figure standing over the clouds with a clear shadow. The most likely explanation is that it was just a cloud with an unusual shape. After the Apollo 17 astronauts took photos on the lunar surface in 1972, one particular image caught attention. This photo, labeled blank in the mission archives, surprisingly shows what appears to be the silhouette of a pyramid on the moon. Although NASA classified the photo as defective, many conspiracy theorists believe it may represent something more significant, suggesting the existence of artificial structures on the moon. At first glance, this image seems normal, a woman posing with what appears to be her husband behind her. The mystery arises upon learning that, when the photo was taken, there was no one in the background, and the woman had been a widow for 13 years. Nevertheless, the figure of a man, who many believe to be her deceased husband, clearly appears in the image. The woman, who did not notice the figure at the time, was extremely shaken when she saw the developed photo. In 2020, the U.S. Department of Defense released 3 videos showing Navy pilots encountering unidentified aerial phenomena. In the photo, we see a scene from one of these videos where an object performs maneuvers impossible for known aircraft. The objects, seen on different occasions, defy the physics as we know it. The Department of Defense did not explain the origin of the objects, only acknowledging that they remain unidentified, marking the first official recognition of such encounters. When the tide goes out, an enigmatic rock inscribed with a 230-year-old code appears on a beach near the village of Plougastel-Daoulas in the Brittany region of France. The stone contains a series of letters and symbols, the origin and meaning of which remain unknown. In an attempt to solve the mystery, the village offered a reward of 2,000 euros, approximately $2,240, to anyone who could decipher the inscriptions engraved on the rock. In a scene from the movie Three Men and a Baby, about an hour into the film, Ted Danson's character walks across a room, and in the background, a strange figure seems to be standing. Many believe it to be the ghost of a boy who died in the house where the movie was supposedly filmed. However, others claim it is just a cardboard cutout of Danson's character used in a deleted scene. This image, captured by Google Maps, revealed a series of enigmatic patterns etched into the surface of the Gobi Desert in China. Detected by curious users, these strange formations sparked theories, such as their use for spy satellite calibration or military tests, as the area is known for its military bases. However, the lack of official information keeps the origin of these designs a mystery. This photo was taken in 1964 by French photographer Robert Sarek off the coast of Queensland, Australia. In the image, you can see what appears to be a massive submerged creature with a shape resembling the elongated body of a giant snake. The dark silhouette at the bottom of the sea sparked speculation, with some suggesting it was an unknown sea creature, while others believe it could be a submerged structure. Despite analyses, the creature was never identified. From September to March, a massive storm called Hector forms almost every afternoon over the Tiwi Islands in Australia, reaching altitudes of up to 12 miles. Despite being widely studied, the reason for its impressive regularity is still unknown. It is believed to be caused by the combination of intense heat and converging winds rising from the islands, forming large cumulonimbus clouds. But the exact mechanism of its predictability remains unknown. This image of several felled and burned trees depicts the mysterious impact of June 30, 1908, in Tunguska, Siberia. Although it caused destruction comparable to the explosion of a large bomb, scientists have yet to find traces of a meteorite at the site. The absence of fragments or craters has sparked numerous theories about what actually occurred, from the explosion of a meteor that disintegrated before hitting the ground to more unusual hypotheses such as experiments or extraterrestrial events. In 1966, Reverend Ralph Hardy captured one of the most famous paranormal phenomenon photos at the National Maritime Museum in Greenwich, England. While photographing the Tulip Staircase, the image revealed a ghostly figure ascending the stairs. Many attempted to debunk the photo, suggesting light tricks or film defects, but after several analyses, no evidence of manipulation was found, making it one of the most convincing and well-documented possible apparitions. In the photo, we see equipment installed in Taos, New Mexico, to capture the mysterious sound known as the Taos hum. This low-frequency noise, described as similar to a distant diesel engine, has attracted the attention of residents and researchers for decades. Despite various studies, the sound has never been detected by sensitive equipment. The enigma persists, with some people hearing the noise clearly, while others in the same location perceive nothing. On July 16, 1952, Shell R. Alpert, a U.S. Coast Guard photographer, captured a startling image: 4 luminous objects in a V formation over his position. The sighting occurred in the same month that the Washington Lights were reported, coinciding with a wave of UFO sightings across the U.S. This period further fueled the debate over the existence of extraterrestrial life, making Alpert's photo one of the most discussed in ufology. The photo of Stefan Michalak with strange marks on his abdomen is one of the most impactful in ufology. In 1967 at Falcon Lake, Canada, Michalak suffered grid-like burns after an encounter with an unidentified flying object. He reported seeing 2 flying discs, and as he approached one of them, he was hit by a heat blast that knocked him down and caused his burns. In addition, Michalak exhibited symptoms of radiation poisoning, something that has never been fully explained. On June 10, 2008, in the rural area of Barbary Castle, Wiltshire, England, a crop circle unexpectedly appeared. This complex geometric formation attracted attention for its precision. According to astrophysicist Michael Reed, this formation may have mathematical origins, being a complex visual representation of pi to the 10th significant figure. As with many crop circles, the origin of the Barbary Castle formation remains without a definitive explanation. Footage from a video captured in 2016 in the Portuguese desert shows a frightening figure that many believe to be the legendary Chupacabra. The video gained notoriety, and cryptozoology enthusiasts pointed to it as possible evidence of the creature outside the Americas. The Chupacabra legend, which originated in Latin America, soon expanded. Skeptics suggest the video could be of a common animal or a hoax, but the footage rekindled the mystery surrounding the Chupacabra. In 2000, an anonymous source sent several photos of a creature nicknamed the skunk ape to the Sarasota Police Department in Florida. The creature appeared to have a bipedal stance, a body covered in hair, and a face resembling a primate, leading some to speculate whether it might be a version of the legendary Bigfoot. However, many skeptics suggested it could just be a standing black bear. Despite this plausible explanation, there is no consensus on the creature's true identity. A giant cross, measuring 20 feet in length, mysteriously appeared on the Florida coast, surprising residents and tourists. The structure was found covered in barnacles, indicating it had been floating in the sea for a long time before washing ashore. While many have tried to uncover its origin, no one knows for sure where it came from or how it ended up in the ocean. During the Apollo 14 mission, a photo taken on the lunar surface captured a strange blue light visible miles away. The light, which shouldn't have been present in the lunar environment, intrigued many after the image was released, as there are no known natural light sources in a place without atmosphere and with almost no color. NASA has not offered a definitive explanation for the light, and the image remains a mystery to scientists and space enthusiasts. Perhaps more enigmatic than Area 51, Area 6 Inches is part of the Nevada National Security Site, initially used for underground nuclear tests between 1945 and 1992. In 2005, the site gained more attention with the construction of a runway, new buildings, and a large hangar. The government remained silent about its operations, but experts suggest that Area 6 Inches is used to test aircraft, experimental drones, and high-tech surveillance systems. In Edmonton, Canada, residents encountered mysterious light pillars in their backyards, which frightened the community. These luminous columns sparked theories about alien activities or the involvement of the HAARP program. While the common explanation is that the pillars are caused by light refraction in ice crystals in the atmosphere, the intensity and frequency of the phenomenon in Edmonton drew attention, keeping the mystery alive. The Phoenix Lights is one of the most famous and documented UFO sightings. On March 13, 1997, thousands of people in Arizona, Nevada, and even Mexico reported seeing inexplicable lights in the night sky, organized in a triangular formation. The lights remained visible for hours, moving slowly and at times hovering. The U.S. Air Force suggested they were flares from a military exercise, but that explanation did not convince many of those who witnessed the event. In April 1989, protests in Beijing, China, called for more freedom and political reforms. After weeks of peaceful demonstrations, the Chinese government used military force to disperse the crowd on June 3rd and 4th, resulting in thousands of deaths. This photo from June 4th, 1989, showing a man standing in front of a tank, is one of the most iconic images of the Tiananmen Square protests in China. To this day, no one knows who the man, known as Tank Man, was. His identity was never confirmed, and his fate after that historic moment remains uncertain. This dark, irregularly shaped object floating in space is known as the Black Knight, a supposed alien satellite that, according to some theories, has been orbiting Earth for over 13,000 years. Its unusual appearance and unknown origin have sparked curiosity and led many to believe it could be an artifact from an extraterrestrial civilization. However, NASA offers a more practical explanation. The object is likely just a piece of space debris. Here we see something luminous amidst the desert landscape of Mars, captured by NASA's Curiosity rover. This anomaly was recorded on 2 consecutive days, generating surprise and many questions. The images were sent to specialists for detailed studies, raising various hypotheses about the origin of the light. To this day, the exact cause of the light recorded by Curiosity remains uncertain. On July 19, 1952, around 11:30 p.m., several unidentified flying objects were seen over the Capitol in Washington. Radar detected the objects, and fighter jets were sent to intercept them, but they disappeared from radar and soon reappeared, frustrating attempts to approach. The Air Force investigated the case and suggested that the incident could have been an atmospheric phenomenon, but the explanation did not convince everyone. To this day, the event remains unexplained. In 2017, the Mars Curiosity rover captured an image that appears to show an unidentified object on the surface of Mars. The photo caught attention, with conspiracy theorists suggesting it could be evidence of extraterrestrial life or alien technology. On the other hand, skeptics and scientists believe the object may be debris from the rover itself or fragments of equipment used during the mission. Several mysterious circles, known as fairy circles, are scattered across the Namib Desert in southwest Africa. These circles, ranging from 6.5 to 49 feet in diameter, appear randomly in the arid landscape and are visible for many miles. The origin of these circles has been debated and studied for decades, but no theory has been confirmed, keeping the fairy circles as one of the great mysteries of the Namib Desert. In 1967, filmmakers Roger Patterson and Robert Gimlin captured the most famous footage of Bigfoot, known as the Patterson-Gimlin film. The video has been intensely debated since its release. Some claim it is the most convincing evidence of Bigfoot's existence, while others believe it to be an elaborate hoax, with an actor dressed in a gorilla costume. This is one of the letters by Emma Hawke, a German artist who wrote them to her husband while she was confined in a psychiatric hospital. In addition to repetitive phrases like, "Come, dear," or "Come," many of Emma's letters contain symbols, overlapping writing patterns, and possible codes that were never deciphered. To this day, the true meaning of Emma Hawke's letters remains a mystery. This image was taken in 1920 by François Deloye, a Swiss geologist, who claimed to have found this creature in the jungles of Venezuela. The monkey, resting on a box, attracted attention for its unusual size and upright posture. Deloye said it was part of a pair of aggressive humanoid creatures, and he was forced to kill one of them before taking the photo. The image sparked controversy, with some believing it to be an unknown species of primate, while others suggest it is just a spider monkey.